Good morning, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. I know the Bitcoin people are definitely having a great day. So, got a great video planned out for you guys today. Today, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. I know it ain't normally what I talk about. I actually posted a short last night, and I had someone leave a comment that I'm doing a disservice by stating the facts of Bitcoin, gold, and silver. And the facts are simple. We're going to talk a little bit about them. It's not anything horrible. All it is what happened to Bitcoin the last time it broke 100K. And it didn't last that long, I'll be honest. It came all the way down to $77,000. Now, if you did put in at $77,000, you have received an amazing profit, as it's now over 100K. But will it last? And is it the number one investment for the year? It's actually not. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people may not realize gold is actually number one, followed by Bitcoin, followed by silver. And there might be other things out there that bounce in and out of there. However, I'm using the big three that we talk about a lot of the time and where they play. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, talk a little bit about the economy, what's going on. If you enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me. It really helps out the channel. It's not going to be a long video. It's getting harder and harder to do topics every single day. So all I can really do is talk a little bit about what happened yesterday as of right now, unless people leave me some good comments with some good topic ideas. So it was kind of funny reading that comment that said a disservice to the people watching. I don't think that giving someone's opinion is a disservice. I think people are doing themselves a disservice when they are not open to any kind of a debate, when they can't have an honest debate. And I see that more and more nowadays with religion, with politics. People cannot even have a conversation. If you disagree with what somebody else is saying, and you just kind of go off the deep end, or you just shut down. I was having a conversation with someone one day that was opposite on the political scale than myself, and she point blank told me I had to leave. She said, okay, I had enough. I'm starting to get a stomach ache and get sick, and so you have to leave. I can't talk about this anymore. And I was like, okay, have a good day. But, it's just kind of funny. People do not want to hear anything that argues their lies. I guess, can I say that? I mean, if someone can lie and say one thing, why can't someone else have the option to debate it? Because the last time Bitcoin got up here, as high as it is right now, I'll be honest. Let's look at it. What did we see? We got up to 107,000, which this chart does not really do it a service the way it shows it. It shows it, well, I guess, yeah, it shows it at 106.49. It got up to like 108, 107, and then it got beat down, and then it tried coming up again, and then it just got ultimately destroyed all the way down to essentially $75,000. I actually thought it went down to 77, but this chart's showing 75. If someone put in at 75 and now they're up to 103, they have done very well with that investment. However, a lot of people don't want to give gold the excitement. I mean, look at all the news articles that are coming out right now on Bitcoin. It's plastered everywhere. You can't open up any news page and not hear about Bitcoin tonight or today. Bitcoin reclaims its 100K. Bitcoin soars to 102. Bitcoin soaring. I had someone leave me a comment today. They put a Bitcoin flag on the moon. They took that landing to the moon, and essentially they put a Bitcoin flag up there instead of an American flag. And I made a joke. I said, hey, it's about as unbelievable as the moon landing itself. I am shocked. I'll be honest, I'm shocked that Bitcoin made it all the way up here again. I really thought it would have gotten tore down by now. But I think it just comes down to that. I hate to say bigger fool, and the concentration of Bitcoin, how it's being held by some of the biggest companies, but it does not necessarily mean that it's going to last forever. In fact, it could get ultimately destroyed. And when you look at gold, what's going on? Gold is not even in the news. Gold hasn't really been chopped liver. Let's be honest. Gold has had a phenomenal year. In fact, gold is up 25% year to date right now, whereas Bitcoin is up 11.25% year to date right now, and silver is up a flat 9% right now for the year. Now, I will say Bitcoin has outperformed silver as of right now, but gold has outperformed everything, and you don't see it anywhere on the news. You're not going to find them talking about gold, and if you do find the occasional little clip, it's usually followed by well, it's not Bitcoin, or it didn't do as good as Bitcoin has done. I mean, people don't even realize it's actually done better than Bitcoin. Why is that? I think the big reason why we're seeing a lot of this is because they want the masses to essentially get into Bitcoin. They want them to adopt a digital currency. And I think ultimately when Bitcoin does crumble and takes everybody's investment with it, I think what it's going to do is it's going to roll out some sort of a central bank digital currency. I think they're going to be able to say that, now we're going to take the technology, we're going to do it right, we're going to back it to the government, we're going to put an end to wasteful spending, we're going to put everything into focus. We're going to end crime. We're going to end laundering. We're going to end everything by having a central bank digital currency that we can control how it's being spent, the rate that it's being spent at. I've always said that eventually they will roll out some kind of a digital currency. And when they do roll it out, I'm not saying that you'll be forced right off the bat to take it. I think that if everything collapses, let's be honest, if they were to give me $1,000 tomorrow in some new central bank digital currency, let's be honest, I would take it. Who wouldn't? I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm going to keep using it, but have you ever got given a gift card, maybe for the holidays or something, to a place that you would never eat at? Let's be honest. I mean, I get given gift cards all the time. Some of them are places I would never really go, period. I would never spend my money there. I think maybe they're overpriced. I think they're expensive. I think the food's just average. Who knows? Needless to say, you get that gift card. What do you do with it? Well, you either give it away or you use it and try the place out. And I think that ultimately is why a lot of people promote gift cards. Is gift cards are great. You give someone a gift card. I know one friend that he owns a restaurant. He always is giving out free meals. He could just be having a conversation with someone and he'll sign the back of his card and say, hey, stop in sometime, have a free meal on me, try it out. I think you'll love it. And I think that's an interesting tool because it brings people in to try it. And then when they love your food, they keep coming. And I think they're going to pull something like that with a central bank digital currency to try to get people to use it. And you would be a fool to not go get your free meal or not use your free government central bank digital currency. But because you use it one time does not mean that you're willing to adapt to it. You're willing to use it permanently. Now, I know people say, oh, no, you're going to be forced to use it. First of all, businesses would have to adopt it. And even after that, I think there's going to be a lot of people that don't want it. However, I will also say that look at how many people now use digital anyway. I mean, I talked to one friend. He goes, nobody really pays cash anymore. It's always credit, this, credit, that. I've always wondered how much is credit. I would be really curious to do a poll and try to find out 100% at a business how much is cash, because you never really know how much is being done, because let's be honest, no one really separates how much of it is credit, how much of it is cash. It's just written down as sales and that's it. But I just find it so interesting how it is everywhere right now, and people are talking about it, and more people are wanting now to get into Bitcoin. Why? Because it hit another major milestone, and it will probably go a little higher and maybe even hit 108, 109, maybe even 110, just to end up drilling it in that it's another new all-time high so it could essentially make momentum. But then I'm convinced there's a lot of big money that is going to flood out of it, and they're going to leave the average everyday investor holding the bag on it. And I mean, I'm open to arguments, I'm open to debates, but when someone tells me that I'm doing a disservice for telling my personal opinion, it's my personal opinion. That's it. People can either take it or leave it. I understand. I'm not saying if you've got gold and you've got silver and you've got cash, maybe you've got real estate, that, hey, you want to put, a few $1,000s in Bitcoin and gamble it. Shoot, I've gone to the casinos many of times and thrown away more money than that on gambling. I haven't been in a while. This year I'm trying to vow to not gamble. I only had one slip up where I did gamble a little bit, just on lottery tickets, but I'm trying not to. I've noticed that not doing it, I tend to have a little extra money to stack and put it away. So gold, let's jump over and talk about gold just for a minute. Gold has done really well, and gold is still on a temporary pullback, which I find really interesting that gold is down to 33.20. It's off of its high. If we kind of zoom out here for a 6 month, we've seen it work its way up. We've seen it get up to that 3,500, and then we saw it pull back all the way to 31.96. Now we're not on that floor anymore, but we're not on that high anymore either. But I'm expecting that personally, I think we'll continue to see it move higher and higher. And we are going into summer. Summertime is a slow time for precious metals. It's a slow time for gold. But there's a lot of uncertainty around the world right now that is happening, and more people are kind of getting tired of the U.S. and us wanting to enforce our agenda on them. They're tired of us wanting to use the currency as a weapon. And at the end of the day, you kind of see it reflected in the DXY. DXY is still off of its high, although it is just over 100 right now. Some people think the DXY is going to go up. Personally, I think the DXY is going to continue to go lower and lower. I think they're doing everything they can right now to prop it up. It was kind of a shocker that they decided not to not to cut interest rates the other day. I really thought they would cave and do it, but I do think that not cutting interest rates should have kind of done some harm to silver and gold and Bitcoin, and it had the opposite effect on Bitcoin. Now, here's one thing that I do worry about, especially when I look at what's going on in the overseas markets right now. Japan stocks are tumbling. A lot of foreign stock markets are dropping right now, and they're dropping harsh. I can't help to wonder if this push for Bitcoin right now is kind of to pump Bitcoin up just a little bit further, so that way people will want to put their money in there and then they can take out after. If I had a ton of money, we're talking BlackRock money, we're talking Federal Reserve money, we're talking JP Morgan money, it would make sense to put money into something and drive it up and then let the masses put their money in it and then sell it and leave them holding the bag. Now, I'm not saying anybody particular is doing that, but that would make sense. That would be the sensible play to just be greedy and take it all and leave someone else holding the bag. And what happens if Bitcoin was to collapse back down to $70,000 or $80,000 is you'd have a lot of people that would be getting scared, and then all of a sudden they'd want to sell their Bitcoin off. And then you would see it in the news. You'd see articles that would come out and say, Bitcoin getting ready to crash. I mean, it was only a month ago that they were talking about Bitcoin having a major pullback. A month later, we're at basically on top again. I mean, think about that for a minute. And then when people say it's a disservice to even talk about it, it drives me personally nuts. I don't want to leave silver out in the cold, because silver is, it's doing well, holding between $32 and $33 right now. Not as good as gold, not as good as Bitcoin, but it is up there. Ultimately, I think with the manipulation behind silver, there's no doubting now that there is a lot of manipulation. It's been proven even by the naysayers. They've admitted it. They just want to say it's not as big as what some of us YouTubers tend to let on to. With that being said, I also got to say this is not financial advice. It should not be considered as such. I'm telling you guys my opinion, and that's it. And if you would, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. I think I forgot to say it in the beginning. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We've already looked at the index. Not much really going on. It's the same stuff that we had talked about yesterday with the economy, with the biggest factor having just been what is going on with the interest rates. I'm curious to see how things will play out in the upcoming month. I'm really curious to see how things are going to play out tomorrow. It would be crazy if we had some sort of just a Black Friday where we just had a massive sell-off in the stock market, especially because we're seeing a lot of sell-offs in the overseas markets right now. I think gold, though, is going to surprise a lot of people. We've got gold, like I said, it's sitting at 33 right now. I actually heard one person tell me yesterday that he thinks gold will not break 3,500 again for a long, long time. I said, what's a long time? He said, not for the next few years. And I was like, whew, that's a little extreme, I'll be honest. I think we'll probably break, honestly, we're on the 9th right now. Within 30 days, I think we'll break $3,500 again. I think this is just a pullback, kind of like what we've seen right here in April. I mean, we've seen that pullback, and then we've seen it shoot forward. We're seeing another big one, and I think we'll just see it jump up again. And I wouldn't be surprised to see us back within a month, following this line just straight up back over 35. So we'll see how that plays out. I think the dollar right now is in jeopardy. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all heard. Actually, I only just thought about it because Warren Buffett right there admits the dollar is doomed. I don't know how many people watched that speech. It just happens to be kind of playing on the bottom here. He came out and said it, that he thinks the dollar's in trouble and thinks that other currencies of the world could be a good investment. Now, here's the thing. If the dollar did collapse, yes, other currencies of the world would be a good investment. With that being said, gold would be a good investment. Silver would be a good investment. I wouldn't want to hold any fiat currencies of the world unless it was like a country like, oh, hey, I'm going to go visit Mexico maybe in the next 6 months to a year. I want to put a little bit of money down, sub it out, get some Mexican pesos, and therefore when, the dollar goes down a little bit, the Mexican peso will go up naturally, and then boom, I have some money for a nice vacation down there. With that being said, like I said, it's not going to be a long video. We're at 18 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video, give you guys a little something to think about. If you are pro Bitcoin, I'm not totally against crypto. I'm not against crypto. I can't stress that enough. I just think Bitcoin is so overvalued, in my personal opinion. And someone's going to say, do some research. I've done research. I understand how blockchain works. I've invested in crypto. I understand the quantities. I understand how it works. I also understand that Bitcoin is heavily overvalued. And there's nothing, it's like AOL. AOL at the time, yeah, it was a cool search engine. It was great technology. Are we using it today? No. Why? Because someone found a way to do it cheaper, and they called it Google, and boom, it took off, and now we use Google. You could say AT&T. AT&T was great. Great technology, the phone lines, this and that. Are we using it today? No, we're not. You could say IBM. IBM was great technology. Are we using it today? No. First companies that build up, yeah, they build up, they get a good name behind them, and then somebody comes in and makes another one cheaper. And when it comes to crypto, it's the blockchain technology that is the technology, not the Bitcoin specifically. That's highly overvalued in my opinion. It has a great name. If you like name brand stuff, then yeah, that's exactly what you're buying. When you buy Bitcoin, you're buying the name brand crypto, the pillar of crypto. But at the end of the day, it does not necessarily mean that it will stay there forever. And so I think people need to kind of consider that a little bit and see who's going to be left holding the bag. And hopefully it ain't one of you guys. Now, like I said, if you have a little bit, it's not the end of the world. So with that being said, I would definitely consider stacking and getting ready for the next leg up. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I thank everybody for watching. I'll see you guys again this weekend. I am going to do the special members event this weekend. I'm not sure if it's going to be Saturday night or Sunday night yet, or even Friday night. It might even be tonight. Just kind of keep an eye out. We have ironically a cool front coming in to Texas. It's been kind of cool last night, and they're saying it's going to be cool tonight too. So I may end up trying to do it tonight. We'll see how that goes. If I do have it, kind of check in about 8:30, about when I put up my shorts. I put up short videos every night about different stuff. Check in and don't miss it. But if you do, you don't have to be present to win. So, and it's a lot of fun. It's only $1.99 to become a member. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.